thank you for raising me.
Yeah. Tell her. Make sure to say that you have to keep the phone call short, but thank her for raising you.
All right. So I can't go on a long, detailed call with my mom.
You can do that afterwards.
Would probably start out with I can't talk long, and if your mom's like my mom, she's just gonna start going.
Yeah, no, she's not too long-winded.
Okay.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go. And what's the protocol if she doesn't pick up the phone? That we just have to... I guess I just have to find a later day that Chai can record me talking to my mom.
Sure. You can just leave a voicemail if you need.
That's kind of lame.
That's fair. I can sandwich it in. I can edit it in if you can send it afterwards.
All right, it's ringing. You can hear the ring?
Yeah.
Yes.
Richard.
Ma, you at home?
I'm at home in the kitchen.
Okay, good. Ma, I just wanted to thank you for raising me. I will be there Friday, right before we leave for Richmond. For raising me, Mama?
What brought that on?
Spur of the moment. I was just overcome with emotion. Overcome with emotion.
What?
From today, just from all the things that are going on today.
What?
Ma, I gotta go. I don't have time to explain the whole day to you. Just know that I thank you for raising me.
You're welcome, Richard. Take care. You coming over tomorrow, you said?
Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, and then we're going to Richmond after in Saturday morning.
That's right.
All right. Did Dad say you're going?
I think he's going. He's driving.
Well, he said he had to work. He might have to work at tennis or something.
All right. Well, he might be there. He might not be there.
Okay.
All right. I gotta go.
Bye-bye.
All right. Love you, Mama. All right.
So
all right. That was so good. All right, my turn. It's for the viewers.
Gotta do it for the fans.
That's for your mom.
My Mama. You only got one. I got nothing on the audio. Slade, you hear anything?
No.
I muted his whole mic. For the ultimate prank. Chai, we can't hear anything. Where is Mama Chai?
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
You weren't on speaker? Oh my god, this
Hey!
Hey, real quick. Okay. Again, I forgot to say something. Dad, also thank you for raising me. Mom, thank you for raising me. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Just want to tell you that. I gotta go, but I wanted to tell you guys thank you so much for raising me.
Okay. You're welcome and love you and... Okay. You'll have to explain that later.
I don't know if I will, but I will. I don't know if I will be able to explain it to you in an easy way, but I will.
Okay.
Love you guys. Bye.
Your dad said don't murder anybody.
I'm not going to murder anyone.
Too late.
I promise.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you.
Oh, lastly, you're live on air, by the way.
Huh?
Talk to you later.
Okay, I love you.
Such a sweet son.
Don't
Such a sweet boy.
Both of your moms
My dad
are so
said
confused.
don't murder anyone.
You call like, hey, I just want to say I love you, and they immediately think, oh no, something bad's gonna happen.
I swear I wasn't that type of kid.
Nice
Anyway,
save, Robert.
welcome everyone to the Baddy Smash Podcast.
Slade, you lucky bitch. You lucky bitch.
Oh man, mine would
This
have.
is Jai,
I'm Blaze.
This is TT Slade.
and those are our moms. At least me,
Beautiful.
it's Blaze's mom.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay, what are we starting with this week, Jay?
Classic as always, Blaze, our highlight king. You want to tell us some about the highlights of the group stage? Some of the big matches, some kind of how it went down?
Let's see how many highlights I got. Because there was a lot of
A lot of good
repeat
matches that we didn't get to watch.
Oh my gosh. Great openers, thanks to Heather and Salvo. I closed the show against Pro Tip. A lot of good stuff in between. Jim Bone versus Chris DPG, LPJ versus Huckletune, AJS versus Firehawk. I'm sure somewhere in here is a list of who is okay. Yeah. So there should be a list of who is still remaining. Give me a second. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Perfect. All right. So the people moving on after the elimination round will be Tax, Heather, Lars, AJS Zero, Chris DPG, Albino Joe, LPJ, Low Profile Jones, and yours truly, Blaze. So, unfortunately, if you want to see Firehawk, Zachman, Huckletune, Hook Resets, Pro Tip, one left. Who am I forgetting? Did Jimbo make it? I think Jimbo made it.
Jimbo did not make it.
Oh, okay, and then Jimbo. I think they will be competing in the elimination bracket, right? Single elim.
Yes,
but
sir.
they will not be in the top 16 bracket.
Yeah, they'll be making another appearance. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about that soon and how that's going to be run and everything.
Yeah. And that elimination bracket, man, that gets pretty crazy. It's a whole new monster.
Any games in particular, one you want to talk about, Blaze? One or two that really stuck out to you last week?
Oh my God, that opener, man! That opener between Heather and Salvo. I think Salvo winning game one, Heather knocking Salvo off stage, then Charity giving him the baddie charity of letting him come back on the stage, only to F smash him off stage again. I mean, it was back and forth. I mean, it was insane. After that, I was really, really rooting for Firehawk to beat the commissioner. I've been rooting for Firehawk all season. He couldn't pull it off, but I tipped my hat to him. He played really well. I look forward to seeing his gameplay in the elimination bracket. And I also have to tip my other hat to our commissioner, who is once again advancing to the top 16. We still await his arrival in top 8. And we'll be hearing him in the interview later on. So, well done, Commish, and I wish you the best of luck. What about you, Slade? Why, Slade? Why, Slade?
I'll tell you the matches that I'm really excited for, that I really enjoyed watching. I really loved Jim Bone versus Chris DPG was super fun.
Yeah.
That combination of zoning versus the combination of just raw aggression from Terry was so fun to watch.
Yeah, I think the baddie players are starting to they're getting more and more comfortable going around Jim's obstacle course of grenades. Jim always, ready to pull the trigger on up tilt and F tilt. We just got to see him, make that obstacle course a little bit more challenging, the Nikita edge guards, the C4 placements, and I want to see some stickies. I want to see some C4 stickies on people. So hopefully we'll get to see that in the elimination
Definitely
bracket.
same.
Such a fun player to watch. Gets better every season, and you can actually see it. Like, you can see his improvements. But I would say probably my favorite game to watch was actually Blaze versus Pro Tip. And it has a lot to do with the game prior. Because we saw Pro Tip just zoning like an absolute beast, not letting anyone get near him. And then we go to Blaze on his Ike against his Zelda, and you had no problem just zooming around the map, getting in his face, and just laying down the law. It was a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see the Ike coming. I didn't see the Ike versus Zelda as a good matchup option coming, but you made it work.
So that was one of the characters I was trying out season 4. I played Pro Tip with Ike in the group stage, and game 3 I finally chickened out and I said, all right, I'm going back to Incineroar, man. This is getting too nerve-wracking. I think once again I was the last match of the night, so I just went to Incineroar, and then this time I was like, well, let me try the Ike one more time, and it worked. My first game versus Pro Tip after they won the last chance qualifier. And then I had to end up playing him at the end of the night, and I said, all right, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it just yet. So I kept Ike through most of it. Pro Tip showing a lot of improvement. I think they just need some tighter combos and apply more pressure with that Phantom, and we're going to see some very, very threatening Zelda gameplay that's going to contend Reaver's Zelda, which is the only other Zelda I can think of.
Lastly, for last week, or no, go ahead.
I was going to say Zed had a Zelda, but haven't seen Zed in a while.
Yeah.
Revive Zed. Revive Zed.
Anyway, shout outs to Salvo. Salvo had the most fun of his life in terms of Smash playing against Heather, and I'd love to see Heather come back next season for that to be like our new hot rivalry, our new Tuna Sub Huckle Tune.
Oh my god, that would be insanity.
Because that was such a good match, and I want to see more of it. I think they're both Heather made it through, so they won't be able to face each other in the Elam bracket or in the top 16 Swiss. But man, I'd love to see those two play against each other again. I'm sure Salvo would love to get another swing on Heather. That was just such a great time.
Yeah, I could definitely empathize with Heather. She ended up winning, but there was the game. Maybe it was that first set they played where it was game 3, and she goes for the edge guard with Nair, and Nair sends him across the stream rather than into the blast zone that she was facing. And she had it. She had the game in her hands. I guess the Nair was a little late, but that's all it takes in Smash, man. That's all it takes.
Lastly, we didn't get to see either of these, but T2, let me get your verdict on this one. What do you think was a bigger upset of games that we didn't get to see on stream that were big influences on the stream, on the overall group stage? We didn't get Chris DPG beat Albino Joe with Dr. Mario, apparently, and LPJ over Blaze. Blaze, who'd you play against that Little Mac?
I played Robin game 1, and then I played Incineroar game 2.
T2, who do you think is a bigger upset in that situation?
Hands down, I do think it was Chris versus Joey, because Joey is just super proven that he plays good no matter what. Like, he might not be top 4 material, but he is up there and he plays consistently solid. The other one, Blaze and LPJ, is really a wild card match this season. Blaze seems to be showing up near these weeks, but not in the beginning. And LPJ has kind of been playing a little bit inconsistency. Either she's playing super hot or we see some throwaway games. So yeah, Chris over Joey. I'm really surprised Chris took it. Like, that one, in my opinion, that one, I really wish I could have watched that match.
And with Dr. Mario, too?
And with Dr. Mario, even.
I've literally never seen Chris play Dr. Mario.
Final shout out goes to, I think, Valkyria, the true hero of the last chance elimination bracket. The man who made me and Blaze have to call our moms, almost making it out. He went to the final round.
Yeah, Valkyria is a mother lover.
Yeah, fuck you, Valkyria.
Yeah. You are a mother lover, Valk. I want you to know that. You surely are. But enough about last week. Let's go into this week. Blaze, anything you want to talk about right away coming into top 16?
Yeah, let me just pull it up one more time. I mean, it's like there is there's always that like thought of like, if you go in, like if you just barely make it into the top 16, like, congratulations, you made it to the top 16. the usual bracket dictates you have to fight the number 1 seed. Good luck. So it's just kind of like I'm excited to see Candy Jack versus Heather. You know, I think I'm more interested in AJS Zero versus Chai rather than Candy Jack versus Heather. But there's definitely not a lot of like free games here in the top 16, not like they're supposed to be. But you know, winner side, loser side, it's hell. I think it's hell all up and down this bracket, man.
Yeah, assuming nothing changes, we will have Mad Cow versus Lars, and that is one I am looking forward to. Assuming Lars does play the Bowser, he's been actually switching up a little bit this season. Yeah. But that's just a fun one, man. That is just a slobber knocker.
I am incredibly biased. There are two that I definitely want to see. One is Cax Head Reaver. Those are both my boys, and I definitely want to see Cax put my money where his mouth is, or some non-euphemism that sounds pretty gay. Shout outs to Cax. I want to see him show up and see why he's undefeated. He can stomp on people more than just people who are beneath his skill level. I think he's going to beat Head Reaver pretty handily, actually. And I do want to see Blaze versus Wellens, because Blaze, you beat Wellens in the group stage. It's one of your only few wins. And you get to play him right away in top 16. I want to see if you can do it again.
That was off stream, wasn't it?
It was
on stream.
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was not on stream.
Oh, shit.
So now if
I really want to see it.
Yeah, I don't know if every game's being streamed, but hopefully we'll see that one so we can actually see what he did to pull out that win.
So it wasn't on
T2,
stream.
you said you're a big fan of fat guy fights? You're definitely looking
of
forward
course.
to the Lars Mad Cow?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter who's playing at that point. When you got those two characters going up against each other, it's just a fun time.
Just big boy swinging.
So there's a small chance that we'll get to see a Dr. Mario Ditto in the top 16 between Duds and Chris TG.
That is a realistic possibility. It's a very realistic possibility.
I'm down, baby.
No, there's another realistic possibility is my Baddy Bet for you guys.
All right, let's hear it.
We have later on the show the commissioner, AJS Zero. I don't want to jinx myself, but he is known for making upsets in the first round of a top 16 situation. And generally, that first set in top 16, whether it be a bracket or a Swiss, when it's seeded, most of it goes to chalk. However, there's always a few upsets. There's always like one. There are 8 games. I want an over or under from you guys on 25% of the games will be more than 25% of the games. So 3 or more upsets will occur, or less than 3.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Will there be more than 3 upsets or less than 3 upsets?
3 or more upsets.
Yeah. So
will there be 3 or more upsets?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is strictly based on seed, not
strictly based on seed. So, for example, Blaze, we know you have the high talent level enough to beat Wellens, even though your seed is pee poo poo.
And you're saying Cax beating Head Reaver would be considered an upset?
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes. Okay. So you want to go first, or want me to go first?
I'll go first. I can go first. I'm looking here and I'm seeing, we do have some really good matchups near the middle of the seeds. Kaiser low profile Jones is anyone's game in my opinion, with Kaiser being the higher seed. Even Lars, I think, could take Mad Cow in that matchup, even though Mad Cow, when it comes to previous seasons, has placed very, very high. This is a hard one. This is a very good bet. Very good bet, Chai, because I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and say lower.
Hold on. Before you say, I will let you know the stakes. These ones are a little bit lower. The stakes are you have to find a sponsor for next week.
Okay.
And you have to present the sponsor.
That's almost a win-win for me.
We're in charge of the commercial. Oh yeah, what the fuck is this? Slave's just gonna promote his game.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I'd low key. I think at the last end of the season, I would totally be down to promote your game.
Yeah, we're gonna promote the game regardless.
Support BlindSight on Patreon. Get the game; it's fun. You can bounce off walls that are like in the middle blast zones. It's cool as shit. Anyway, back to the bet.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with we will see less than 25% upsets, less than 3.
Oh, 25 is 2 games actually, but I changed the number. Less than more than greater than or equal to 3 upsets, or less than 3 upsets.
Ooh, yeah, I'm still gonna go with lower. I'm gonna say we'll get 1 maybe.
I'm gonna say more than 3 upsets.
Who do you got?
Cax over Reaver. Cax over Reaver. Bars over Mad Cow. And
You gotta say LPJ over Kaiser, right?
LPJ over Kaiser.
You've definitely been a huge supporter of the LPJ in the past.
I have to keep supporting her after she beat me? Is that like some rule, some baddie rule that you guys just made up?
No, usually when it comes to bets and stuff, you tend to put her up.
That's facts. That's facts. All right, so those are my 3. LPJ over Kaiser, Lars over Mad Cow, Cax over Head Reaver. If Albino Joe beats KK on stream, Slade will eat his shoes. Stay tuned.
No, KK will throw, man. He will
All
throw
right.
just for that.
I was very, very close to saying that there will be 3 or more upsets. The more and more I look at this, though, I'm really doubting it. I think we're all kind of on equal playing field that we think Cax is going to beat Head Reaver. But I have another upset. I do think Blaze beats Wellens again. I don't think it's a fluke. I think we get to see it. I think Blaze has what it takes. But that is less than 3. I'm also going with less than 3.
Oh, it's only me going over 3? All right.
Only you going over 3. Or 3
That's
or
fine.
more, yeah.
Lonely at the top, baby. That's fine.
All right, so those are our bets. If you lose, you'll have to come up with a commercial. If me and T2 lose together, we'll come up with a commercial together.
Sounds good.
And for our next segment, I thought we'd bring on our interview guest a little bit early. AJS, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here, my friends.
Always a pleasure. Now, a lot of competitors, when they're playing, they rewatch their VODs. They see what they did right, what they did wrong. But there's something that, other than gameplay, that you take somewhat proudly, Mr. Swift. If I can't think of a person who does this more than you, do you rewatch your casting at all?
Oh God, yeah. I actually probably do it more than I rewatch my gameplay.
So this will be a fun game for you. I'm going to ask Blaze and T2 first a series of questions featuring clips of audio from some of Baddy Smash's most popular clips featuring your casting.
Oh no.
Oh god.
It'll be a small section of audio, a very iconic piece of audio, and you'll need to guess who said it. Or no, not who said it, because we know these are all AJS saying this. We need to guess who was playing, what stage they were playing on, and what characters they were playing.
Are all these segments, clips, sound clips from this season?
Some of them, half of them are. Actually, no, I think 2 out of the 6 are. 2 out of the 6 are from this season.
2 out of 6 are from this season, and then
there's
4 out
only
of 6.
Blaze. You are in a bit of a disadvantage. There is one clip I liked a lot. You did not play it this time, but if you looked at any of our clips previously, you would have seen this because it's near the top.
I can think of a very iconic clip from previous seasons. I'm sure is in here, but let's run the game. I'll be fine.
All right.
I can beat Slade.
So I'm going to ask you and T2 first, and then I'm going to ask AJS at the end, see if he can actually get all of these. Here's the first clip.
Oh my God!
You only need one move once?
How dare you do this on the 20th anniversary of 9/11? This bombing is unreal! And there it is, the bombing!
All right, that is That is Candy Jack versus KK season 6, the previous season. And that game must have put KK in, eliminated him from the bracket and put him at 5th.
All right.
That's my prediction.
You had a bunch of things, but what characters were they playing, and what stage were they on?
Candy Jack on Link, KK on Donkey Kong, played on Kalos.
T2?
He's right about everything except for maybe the stage. I swore I remember this clip being on WarioWare, but the stage sounds like Lilac. But I'm gonna say WarioWare anyways.
AJS,
Blake,
you want to come in and tell him what's... Oh, go ahead, Blaze.
Can I tell you why you're wrong, Slade? You can hear Pokemon music in the background.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say. I think maybe it was on PS2 just to keep things different, but it's definitely PS2 or Kalos.
Blaze got it 100% right. That was KK against Candy, Donkey Kong versus Link on Kalos. He actually had the right season as well.
I know my baddie.
Man knows his baddie. All right. Next clip.
I said I was gonna pleasure myself to these highlights tonight, but I might not be able to wait, Slade.
Noticing a common theme where it's always Slade casting with Slade.
Yeah.
This highlight reel.
Same victim in
Okay.
every one of these clips. What the hell?
So
Slade.
this is
Hold on.
this.
Slade gets to go first this time.
Okay, go ahead, Slade.
Man, I have no idea. I mean, I very, very vividly, I very much so remember Swift saying all this and me not knowing what to say after. But I'm gonna guess Lilac again. I heard some weird, lasery Star Wars stuff in the background. I have no idea in the clip. I'm just gonna go KK Yoshi and Candy Link.
I'm gonna say season 4, Swiss bracket, Reaver versus Albino Joe, Reaver on Diddy Kong, Albino Joe on Palutena, and I'll even go. Oh, I think it's on FD, and I'm even gonna say this was game 2 when Reaver got the pop gun kill on Joey. Because before the clip is AJS screaming as he gets the pop gun kill. And then he responded with, I was planning on pledging myself tonight, but I might be able to wait long enough.
AJS, you want to give the final answer? You guys want
So
the
the
actual
last
answers?
time I just wrote Blaze's answer because it sounded right, but this one I'm actually positive. Blaze literally just got everything right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Blaze is just a Rain Man for Baddy Smash clips and Baddy Smash moments.
Yeah,
Season 4 is my debut season,
See,
so that's
the flex,
the most.
the actual flex is knowing when it happened too. Like you knew it was Swiss and you knew it was game 2.
As he was saying it, I was like, "Oh man, it's all coming back to me." I remember all of this.
If you pull clips from my debut season, that's the most footage that I've seen because it was my debut season. So that's when I needed the most information to try to do as well as I could. So I know my season 4. I know season 4 pretty well. Hope I don't.
Yeah,
eat my
I tried to
words
make
later
this
on.
easy. I think I might have made this a little too easy.
Speak for yourself, man. I'm already looking like a fool here.
See now.
I'll be honest with you,
it's
Slade.
hurting
If I didn't
Slade.
write down every piece of information for these audio clips, I might actually forget a piece.
I even thought yeah, I'll at least be good at the stage. I can listen. I can hear the stage. I can't even do that right.
Yeah, Blaze
you gotta know
very
your music,
impressive
Slade.
so far.
One of these are
Very
going to be
impressive so
Lilac,
far.
though.
But see, also because Slade is such a veteran, he's got to sift through 7 different seasons of footage, whereas I'm only working with like 3 or 4 seasons. 4.
Yeah,
5, 6.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. That's definitely it.
Perfect John, right, Slade?
Feeling any nostalgia from this, AJS?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm I've been blessed to have watched a lot of fucking funny ass Smash on stream.
All right, next clip coming up real quick.
I just felt my balls retract because he's done that to me so many times.
Who's first? Am I first?
You're
Blaze,
first, unfortunately.
you're gonna be
Okay,
first
I don't
now.
know. I don't know this one. This one is I can't pull directly out of my memory.
I'll give
But-
T2 a hint on this one. Blaze, this is outside. This is before you started playing.
See, there goes that shit. There goes that shit. All right. But I heard Pokemon music, so it's probably on Pokemon Stadium 2. I heard a Lucas. I thought I heard a PK Thunder in the background, I think it was a PK Thunder. Okay. If this is before Blaze, then I'll guess it was either Tree or Thrifty that played Ness, or 30. One of them. I'll say 30.
It was Thrifty.
Thrifty shit.
Yes, something I know that you didn't.
I'll say 30. Let's say 30 versus who would go to Pokemon Stadium? Maybe Salvo. Maybe 30 versus Salvo. Pokemon Stadium 2, Season 3. That's all I got. That's the best I could do.
Can you play it one more time for me, Jay?
Sure thing.
I just felt my balls retract because he's done that to me so many times.
Fun fact: you are commentating on this clip.
Okay, 3 for 3. Okay, that's Pokemon Stadium 2. I'm pretty sure it's KK and DK because it's Swift talking about having to deal with it all the time. And I'm going to guess Thrifty on the Ness.
AJS, do you want to get the last bit of information?
The DK is correct. My money is that it was G Harris was playing the Nest. G Harris has swapped off the DK because he doesn't like playing the mirror matchup. And in the moment, I'm having the look, guys. KK, the rookie at this point, is so good. He's doing this to even some of our top players like G Harris, who's the reigning second place player in the league.
So shout outs to Blaze for getting the season right. However, that wasn't part of the curriculum. T2, you win a point on that one. You were the close, not counting AJS Zero because he should know most of this without all this. This was G Harris versus KK on Kalos, DK versus Ness. This is right after G Harris tried to hit him with a PK rocket and just got shit rocked for it.
I do remember that now. I'm so mad at myself because I forgot. I thought G Harris played Lucas, but he did play Ness as well.
Yeah, I heard the PK cross when Slade asked to play the clip again. I was like, okay, that confirms it's Ness, not Lucas.
Yeah, it was Salvo who actually played
tiny
Lucas.
clip like that, AJS, you still remembered a whole bunch.
Oh, what can I say? I've been there the whole time.
All right, we're going to our next clip. These two should be the easiest ones. You guys should be able to get this.
And he still hasn't gotten hit.
My man has been at 69% for like a minute and a half.
He's still going.
Oh my god! Somebody, we need multiple
nice
clips
power
of this.
Oh
Look at
my
these
God.
combos. I was not kidding.
Oh.
He's ultra fucking instant. Are you kidding me?
Slade is first.
I believe so, Slade.
Man, you chose a game I didn't watch this season.
Come on, man.
Duds on Falco. I don't even remember the stage. We'll just do Spring Stadium. Against I don't know. Jimbone on Snake.
I will say this game is worth watching again if you feel like going, like if you get bored and feel like watching some VODs. Blaze, it sounds like you kind of know this one. You laugh when you're surprised that he...
I know. I mean, we all know it's this season. I can't remember. I think it was either Huckletune or Zachman. That was the one that stayed on. Or I hope it was one of them. Now I'm thinking it might have been Cax, but I don't think it was Cax. I'm gonna say Huckletune versus Valkyria. Huckletune versus Valkyria. Huckletune on Link. Oh God, well, Valkyria could have played anything. Maybe Steve. Valkyria, Steve, Huckletune, Link on regular battlefields. Yeah, in the group stage, that's the best I got. It's either Huckleton or Zachman that could stay on 69% for like 90 seconds.
Swift, you want to give us the answer?
Yeah, it was Huckleton versus Tuna Sub. Tuna Sub on the Wolf, obviously, Huckleton on the Link. And it was either on Small Battlefield or FD.
Small Battlefield.
All right.
I guess.
Yeah, that was great. He was at 69% for literally 2 stocks of Huckleton, of Tuna Subs.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Super Saiyan 69.
Yeah, that shows my memory because I even watched that clip a couple times and I still couldn't get any of that.
But yeah, the Bama versus Georgia, Huckleton versus Tuna Sub, maybe the longest lasting rivalry in Baddy Smash that we don't talk about enough.
Glorious rivalry.
Next clip, short one but a good one. Also from this season.
That was good. That was a good one, and that was a good one too. Yip yip hooray, my friends! We are last stock close game here.
Okay, that's Reaver. That's Reaver versus Kaiser. I'm gonna say game 3. So Reaver started on Marth and lost game 1, switched to Robin, won game 2. This is game 3, last stock, and I think Kaiser went Wolf all 3 games. And I don't recall them leaving Pokemon Stadium 2. So I'm gonna say the clip was from Pokemon Stadium 2. And
who was Reaver in this clip? Who was Reaver playing in this clip?
Reaver was playing Robin in this clip on game 3.
Okay.
And yeah, that was like maybe that was a week ago. That was last week that this happened.
I'm unfortunately that's the one I knew, and I agree with you on everything. So I'll say the stage was Lilac, just to make it different, to give me a chance.
AJS?
Bro, you know Lilat is like the literal least picked stage in the whole league. Why do you keep every answer like, I'm going to go but Lilat? Like, you're just hitting yourself in the nuts, man. Blaze had everything right.
Blaze sure did.
Yeah.
Yif hooray, and he made both of them made top 8. All right, our last clip before we go into our sponsor break and into our interview.
So I've won for the record, right? I've gotten the most right.
Yes, you have.
Good.
Not counting AJS because he's gotten the most right.
He was in him. It doesn't count. He was in him.
Yeah, that doesn't count. This is the most watched, top 3 most watched clip in Baddy in all of Swain BL. This is the most watched Baddy Smash clip.
Incredible. The WarioWare biting him in the butt.
Is he doing it again? No! No! Oh, no!
Oh, get it back to him! There's only 2 moves in this game.
All right, so I actually forgot to cut out the part where it says the stage, so that one's a freebie for me.
I would have known it anyways. It's me, right?
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah, you get this one first.
WarioWare, that's KK on DK versus Candy on Ness. Candy on Ness. I'm gonna lock in that.
Oh, Slade.
No.
It was a freebie.
No. It was a freebie.
That is KK on DK, Candy on Kirby on WarioWare. This has got to be damn near close to grand finals, like a game 3 in grand finals or something like that. But yeah, KK had just hit 0 to death Candy, and then Candy comes off the Angel platform and does the exact same thing to KK, and you guys were on the floor, and everyone enjoyed it.
I remember after that clip having to mute myself because I was getting lightheaded.
AJS?
Yeah, Blaze, you were close. I think it was the season 5 grand finals. It might have been season 4, but I think it was season 5. It was game 2 between KK and Candy Jack. I think it started with Candy taking back-to-back stocks from KK, and it was like, holy shit, he's giving him his own drag down back air combo, no way. And then KK turns and immediately does it back to him and takes 2 straight stocks and then also takes the 3rd stock. Blink and you miss it, the whole game was over.
Because another famous clip was AJS saying, KK, get a taste of your nasty ass medicine. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's exactly what was there, but of course I had to edit that out because he said his name.
Right. Smart play.
Anyway, thank you for playing. Folks at home who listened, type in the comments. Tell me how well you did on the clips. See how many out of 6 did you get right. Up next, we have our interview with AJS Zero, but first, a message from this week's sponsor. Blaze, how often do you die trying to come back to stage?
Pretty often. I would say it happens more than I needed to.
How often do you see people die because they go onto stage instead of to the ledge?
Ooh, I wish I saw it less. That's for sure.
Today's sponsor, Ledge Enterprises, the safest way to recover. Do you have very laggy recovery moves, such as Donkey Kong, maybe a Bayonetta, maybe really anyone? If you have a lot of lag in recovery, don't land on your opponent, land on the ledge. Here at Ledge Enterprises, we have the safest way to get back on stage with plenty of different options. You can get up on, you can do a regular get up on stage. You can do a rollback onto stage. If you like offense, you can even do a get up attack. And for our deluxe package, we can even include a drop off and re-grab the ledge, or drop off and do an aerial to land back on the stage. Don't land on the stage blindly like an idiot and gets forward smashed or hit in the air. Go to ledge. It's the safest way to travel and safest way to get back on stage. Thank you, Ledge Enterprises, for sponsoring this show. And now to our interview.
$5.99 DLC will not be included.
All right, was there a cut here?
Yeah, there will be.
Okay, can I use the restroom real quick?
Please do. I'm glad he muted himself.
Guy really keeps us on our toes. Did no idea I was going to be in that commercial.
Yeah, look at you.
Got to be ready for anything in the podcast.
Well, if you ever, like, when you listen to podcasts, a lot of times the hosts will talk to each other about the product.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of clued you in on that one.
It would have been funny if we could have added the really fast talking side effects at the end. Side effects may include being 2 frames.
Unfortunately, the game isn't cool enough to have surf onto stage as an option.
Yeah,
Nothing's perfect.
someday.
Shout out to BlindSight. That's like the one option that, like when I'm playing with Candy, that's the one option that he never punishes is surf onto stage.
It's by far the best one. So you need to punish it.
It's so easy.
Yeah. It's like how the whole ledge meta revolves around. Are you going to surf or not? And then if not, have fun guessing. Okay, well, while waiting for him, we're just going to go through format.
General notes.
Anything else?
Yeah. So, format we're going through for the interview or for the regular show?
Interview. I mean, I'm assuming.
That is the main thing he wanted to talk about.
Format?
Yes.
Welcome back. I'll save it for the live combo.
Mm-hmm.
So
we were talking about what we actually wanted to talk about.
Slade, did you see my interview questions?
No.
I can post them again. No problem. No worries.
I just want to know if we're going to flow into something else.
Oh, we have other things. Rich, again, Blaze came in clutch with a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the game idea?
I love it.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, honestly,
I may use the audio tool for more things. Maybe not that exact time of game, but other ideas.
It was not fun getting my ass kicked, but I really enjoyed reminiscing about those moments, man.
The good old days.
All right, you guys are ready.
Who's got the first question for the commissioner?
I will lead with the first question.
All right, perfect. Slade, you can go after Chai.
I'll try, but anyways, just do whatever feels natural.
Yep.
Got it. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back to the Baddy Preshow Podcast. This is Chai, and I'm here with Blaze, T2, and our guest, AJS Zero. AJS, how are you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing good. I got my blood pressure up a little bit yesterday. I was worried about getting knocked out, but I have kept my Baddy Smash season alive, which means running Baddy Smash gets to stay fun for a few more weeks. So I'm in pretty good spirits.
Now, first question, and this is a question that I have been answering every now and again on your behalf. Not always perfectly accurate, but decent enough. And that's about the format. Is like, hey, how is this working? How do these rules work? What? Why are we doing it this way compared to that way? Could you tell us a little bit about the ideas you had for the group stage format and how you came up with some of the new ideas you did for this season?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to say I think things before the season, when I kind of came up with the concept, things basically went perfectly from my perspective. There were some minor details I would change if I do this again, but ultimately everything I wanted to have happen kind of happened, so I was really happy about that. So my goal going into this season, I really like the Swiss format, but as we've discovered in the past, the Swiss really only works well if you have like a multiple of, you need to have 8 or 16 players to make a Swiss stage work. If you have an odd number of players, you have to do weird things like everyone remembers the now probably infamous, I think it was a 6-way tie where one player wasn't going to move on, and that ended up being me. That was pretty much the worst feeling in the world, not just because it happened to me, although that definitely made it worse. So Swiss is really only an option with really specific numbers of players in the league. And so I wanted to come up with a format where players could play a lot of matches against players around their skill level, but to not be like hard stuck to the Swiss format at the start of the season. So that's when I first came up with the idea of the Smash Ladder, where I was like, hey, we could just start everyone with a seed from where they finished in the last season. And if you win, you move up. If you lose, you move down. It'll work really simple. Everyone's match will matter, but not like a ton. And it'll let us play an arbitrary amount of games, which is really nice. If I want everyone to play more games, I can just schedule more games. If I want to play less games, I can schedule less games. But I thought the matches were a little higher impact than some of the group stages, where there's always a point where, let's say there's 3 weeks in a group stage, and that third week, some of the matchups don't really matter. They won't really impact the standings. Like the top and the bottom of the group have kind of already been figured out. And that's usually when we get some of our lowest quality matches in Baddy Smash. So I was hoping to kind of avoid that part of the group stage by kind of hiding some of the metrics behind the scenes. I mean, not that that was my intention. I would be happy to kind of show the matchmaking values. I was really only keeping those a secret because I wanted to give myself the leeway if I needed to make changes after a couple of weeks. If I was like, oh, I see something that's going wrong here, I need to adjust. But that ended up not being the case. So that was kind of long-winded, but I hope that explains a little bit of the thought process. Is there anything you guys would want me to elaborate on there?
When Chai first explained the ladder system to me, it made sense. Whereas, okay, you've got these 6 groups that you group people in, you move up and down, and they kind of work like an MMR ranking. But then I learned later on that one group wasn't necessarily higher than another group. Now sounds more like...
So to go into the mechanics a little bit, the groups, and I tried to make this clear anytime it was asked, but I see why people were misled here. It's probably one of the biggest issues. Pretend the groups didn't exist.
Okay.
Pretend it was just a ladder that ranked from 1 to 27. That's how the ladder actually worked. The only reason I did the groups was because it made it more convenient to schedule. So you could look at a group and say, okay, I'm playing everyone in this circle of people, instead of it would have just been a nightmare to schedule matches otherwise. Yeah. So let's take, for example, there's 27 players. So let's say I'm coming up with matches, and I don't want to just have everyone play the same seeds every week because I wanted it to be a little more spread. So I might do something like seeds 1 4, 5, and 8 are all going to play, and then seeds 2, 3, 6, and 7 are going to play. And I would kind of change that down the list. People at the top and people at the bottom tended to play more of their matches against people really close to their seed. People trending towards the middle tended to play against a slightly bigger spread. But which seeds we're playing would change every week. So the seed groupings I came up with in week 1 were not the same groups I used in week 2. So that's why some weeks you may have had 3 matches, some weeks you may have only had 2 matches. And the way it would work is each week I would be like, okay, I want to do the seeds a little different. I would come up with a new kind of pattern, essentially. I would just, on a spreadsheet, fill the numbers in 1 to 27, which ones are going to be grouped together. And then I would go and do like a find and replace with the players according to their actual matchmaking ranking. So I was never like, oh, this is, I think maybe once or twice I was like, oh, these players have rematched multiple times. So then I might manually adjust 1 or 2 things. But for the most part, I just would come up with a different pattern each week and then just fill in the numbers.
Okay. So there's a lot more behind the scenes going on that's less like formaic and actually more you trying to put on a good show, which I do appreciate that for sure. One thing I'll point out with this format that I really like already, you still got close matchups, which close matchups just make for better streaming, period. It's just more fun to watch, and I'm sure it's better for the players as well. But this little elimination group stage that we just did last week actually added a lot of hype, in my opinion, for players who might not, make top 8. Players who don't get to experience that, fighting for first place or fighting for, 5th, 4th, 3rd. This could be the game I get knocked out. I don't know. It just added more than previous seasons, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it was that week.
I'm really glad that you doubled back to that because that was another thing I wanted to touch on. A thing that was really important for me with the format that I would really like to always keep. I want it to be so that you can never get knocked out of the season without at some point having had a win or go home match. Like, for example, in previous seasons where we started with a group stage and like the bottom 3 people in a group are just eliminated. I don't love that because I just like the idea. I think in fighting games, it's always good to have a point where it's like, I would have kept going if I had just won that match. And so I wanted to make sure I created a format here, especially because it was going to be so kind of arbitrary with the ladder stage. I wanted to make sure that ultimately, even if I made mistakes with running the ladder, that if you were a good enough player, you always had the option just to win your way up. And so that was a really important thing for me.
Yeah, really enjoyed it this season. I really do think there's mid-season hype is something that doesn't always happen with, specifically with the format of the tournament stuff. And to watch all these games last week, I think it was a phenomenal system. But one thing we gotta ask you, because everyone has been asking about it, rate as much as you want or as much as you don't want, that's fine. But what exactly did you do to decide the seeding for this season? Is it strictly just what you placed last time, or is it just a little bit?
It was 100% where you placed last season, and I figured everyone was going to get 7 to 10 games to move up or down. I figured that would work itself out. So the funny thing is, so everyone on my internal spreadsheet has an actual matchmaking. It's like an MMR number I have assigned, and that's what the ranking is. So lower was better. So it was like Candy got up to like a -5. And then like KK was in second at like a -3. I think Chai was at 0. Everyone asks about Blaze because everyone was still surprised to see him playing top players deep into the season, even though he was losing every game he could get his hands on. And there was this just mass in the middle between a matchmaking value of 7 and 9 that had like 8 different players in it. So everyone was like, oh my God, how is Blaze still playing the top players? And I was like, if he loses one more game, he's going to fall down like 5 spots on the ladder. I promise you guys. But it was so top heavy. And then there was this big just mass in the middle. There was just kind of a funny way that it worked out.
Honestly, even that is kind of cool because we know how Blaze did last season. So the fact that it actually took him time to start dropping, or I guess he didn't make it that far because he came back and started winning his games. But the fact that it held him in for that long, in my opinion, is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. That would be the other thing is I didn't want it to be like, because people would ask like Cax would be the obvious other extreme where everyone's like, well, how did he not make the top 8? He won literally every game he played. I was like, yeah, but he was beating up on way worse players where it's like, if you get a win against my Wang, that's not as impressive as like you had to fucking play KK. So Blaze got a lot of credit for finishing high last season.
Definitely carried by my previous season seed.
I'd say you earned it in the end.
I would say that the more Baddy progresses, and of course I don't know how many people have seen this MMR sheet, but like the more that I do my own like spreadsheet statistics, like it seems like the line between players or like groups of players, that line is going to be more and more noticeable. We'll be like, okay, everyone above this player like is really close in skill level. Everyone below this player, there's a significant gap. Whereas, like, no one below this line can beat anyone above this line. I think that's going to happen more and more. And, of course, there's going to be some exceptions to the rule. Whereas, you know, if you play someone, if you have, like, a sparring partner that you play night and day, that game that you have against them is going to be really, really close. And then they may lose to someone who's, you know, in one of the lower tiers. And you're just like, well, how did that happen? And it's just kind of... the person matchup becomes stronger than the character you're playing matchup.
Yeah, that feels justified to me too, for sure. But one thing I want to say is anyone who's listening to this podcast, I think is going to actually realize how much work you actually put into these seasons. It's way more work and effort than people realize, even with just doing the formats and stuff. So, question for you. I mean, kind of ties into it, but what do you think the hardest part about being the commissioner of the league actually is?
Honestly, it's when people have I'm really concerned about managing to strike the balance between having a competitive integrity but also having something that's fun but also something that's entertaining. And there's always points where I have to make a choice between how like I have to rank those three things. And I'm always just worried when I have something like this season. I was actually really worried going into, even though I did a ton of work. Before the first week, I probably did 4 or 5 hours of prep work, just coming up with everything, putting it into a format that's digestible. Like I have to be able to explain enough of what's going on that people know what matches to play. And this format was definitely probably the most work I've ever had to do. And I'm always worried that people are going to like not understand something or get upset or come to me and be like, dude, this is so stupid. What are you thinking? And I'm always really concerned about like, guys, just please trust me. I think it's going to work out if we just run it how I imagine it's going to run. And I think the track record's pretty good there, but I definitely have concerns, especially with people who maybe don't know me as well. I'm like, sometimes you got to just like take a leap of faith with me. It's all going to work out.
Now, what would you say the best part of being commissioner is?
I get to pick which games I commentate.
Oh, lucky.
I get to take all the good matchups that I want. That's pretty juicy. I obviously take a lot of pride in the commentary side of things at this point. No, I just think otherwise it's just really fun. I think Baddy Smash is a really unique community because I've run obviously some of the team games. League of Legends was my baby, and I was pretty involved with Overwatch as well. And Baddy Smash is just so different being a one-on-one game and seeing that it's kind of turned into such a unique community. I am really proud when I see everyone when the season starts up and you start seeing everyone active on the server again. And it's like, oh, hey, I get to catch up. I haven't talked to Blaze in 9 months. And now I get to see how life's going for him and get some games in. And these nights where it's like, oh my God, there's like 4 different practice arenas going right now. And everyone's on voice chat and grinding away. It's just, it's really fun to be a part of something where everyone's kind of working on their own craft a bit. And I really do enjoy being around this community.
Was there a time you were the tournament organizer for League and Smash?
We never ran both games like consecutively, like one game one night a week, one game another night a week. Or if there was, it was only like a 1 or 2 week overlap. We always tried to make sure whatever our biggest events were, we tried to make sure they didn't overlap because we knew players, we'd burn players out because we would always have a lot of overlapping players and we didn't want to do that. But in terms of like, I went from running one league to the other. Yes. If you guys remember back to last summer, so we brought back the SBL, our League of Legends League, for the first time in like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was kind of back to its roots towards the end of the original SBL run. It was a lot of players that I wasn't super close with. So we brought the SBL back, and it was like actually a lot of our core friends, the core people in the Swain community. And like immediately after finishing the SBL and this huge League of Legends comeback, we ran Baddy Smash. And I was super burned out. I had moved, I had finished school, and I was still on third shift, and there was just a lot of stress going on. And I was like, oh my God, I've been running Baddy Leagues for like 6 months. And that's why in the middle of the last season, last summer, I was like, guys, I think Baddy Smash is going on hiatus after this. I just don't have the energy to keep running this. But that was definitely a challenging part. And that's actually why when we did the SBL again earlier this year, I talked with some of the kind of the top guys. I was like, guys, I don't want to run this anymore. And so I actually passed the SBL off to Thrifty. And I was just there as more of an advisor, which has been good because it meant I had a lot more energy when we came into Baddy Smash.
Yeah, I knew that it's sort of like one core person in the Swain community kind of takes the reins per game. So, someone runs Baddy Valorant. It seemed like there was the core group kind of ran SBL, but now you're telling me it's like now it's just one person that kind of runs it. And of course, you run Baddy Smash. I don't know who runs Baddy Overwatch, but I can only imagine just like, okay, you're the TO for the 6-week or 8-week period of one game, and then you have your grand finale, hooray, and then you go right into planning the next one. It's just like, oh Lord. You got to deal with
the team games always have unique stresses too, because there's always going to be tensions on teams because it's a competitive event where you're having a wide variety of skill levels, and you just always have to do some amount of tension management for teams. It fortunately is not a thing in Baddy Smash. Like it's like, hey, Blaze, you're upset you lost. Well, why don't you try getting better? I don't have to be like, oh, Blaze, you hate playing with T2, and if Slade's ever in the league again, you're gonna quit. Oh, well, I don't know how to navigate this because I like both of you.
But Wi-Fi sucks. It's not fair. I beat Slade all the time offline. Why?
Yeah, I could see that being the drama aspect of things are never fun, and having a solo, a single player league circumvents that. But why don't we get into before we wrap this up a little bit of gameplay actually? I mean, we talked a lot about the league itself, but AJS, are you looking forward to any matches here now that you've made it?
Oh, 100%. When I saw I'm playing against Chai next week, I popped out of my chair a bit. I was so happy. I think Chai is.
He's beaten me before.
Yeah, Chai, I don't think Chai is scary. Chai is one of the least scary people in top 8. And so when I was like, oh, I got a chance to fucking beat Chai on stream, fuck yeah, let's go. So
you have a chance. Let's be square here. You have a chance. It's not a big chance, but it's a chance.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to beat you. I'm just saying I'm not scared to play you. If I see KK, I'd be like, oh well, all right, 0-1.
See, that's where I lull you in. That's where I lull you in. I like that. I'm not threatening. That way, it's more surprising, and you get your ass kicked.
Wow, you guys dropping bombs already.
I'm just saying, Chai, I literally made you drop your main after you came into this league. I beat you in that 2-link ditto back at Garage. And I didn't just beat you. I disrespected you. I disrespected your family. I brought a lot of shame upon you.
Whatever.
3-0 in the 2-link ditto. Drop the main forever.
I do claim you as the greatest Toon Link. I still say that you are that dude, and you don't even play the character anymore.
Slade, you could tell Swift has just been waiting to talk hot shit.
And we got to throw all that crap now we can get into the trash talk. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a Baddy Bet here if this happens sometime.
From a spectator, though, are you excited to see any other games in top 16 that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, Swiss always. Round 1 sometimes isn't the best, but it gets good pretty quickly after that. I think looking at the matchups that we have for next week, I'm really excited for Head Reaver Cax because Cax hasn't lost yet. And Reaver is definitely a winnable match. Obviously, Reaver is a high variance game player. So I think that's one of the matches I'm most excited for. I want to see how long this win streak goes for Cax into the top players. I'm pretty excited for LPJ versus Kaiser because I think both of those players, Kaiser's playing really well this season. LPJ can be pretty inconsistent. Kaiser historically can be pretty inconsistent. So I think that's a matchup where anything could happen. I'm pretty excited to see that one as well.
literally you just talking about those two matchups have gotten me so excited to see those two matchups happen.
I do think Cax really is just a sleeping giant. I do get the pleasure of playing against him like almost every night during the season, and he's been putting in a lot of work, a lot of research on the hero, a lot of practice. I hope that Kaiser doesn't have to play against Cax again, just because if anyone knows the Wolf matchup, it's Cax right now. He has that unlocked, especially as hero. He beats me a good. He never like we do first to 5 frequently, and he never beats me in the first to 5, but he always comes pretty close. I think I'm a decent amount better than Kaiser, so I think Cax is definitely like top, potentially like definitely top 8, potentially top 5 material.
Wow, I'm definitely curious to see. I mean, you're not the only one who's talked high on him as well, so I'm definitely curious to see that.
What I'm really excited to see, and this will lead into the Baddy Bet I have for this week, but seeding, Blaze, maybe it's good you sucked during the group elimination stage and came in second and get the second seed instead of the first one. Because you only won 2 games during the group stage, and one of those was against Wellens. And if my math serves me right, there's a decent. You're either going to play against Wellens
I think I
or
Wellens.
Duds.
I think I play Wellens round 1.
Yeah, he's currently scheduled against Wellens, so as long as nothing changes before the live schedule comes up. By the time you all hear this, the actual schedule should be out. It probably won't change between now and then, but it could.
So strategic sucking my Blaze's part to get someone he beat already for round 1. Well done.
I'm not a tactile thrower, but say what you will.
All right, shoutouts to LPJ, the person no one believed in last pre-show, for putting Blaze in his spot then.
Very true. Very true.
Hey, can we actually, real quick, can I shout out somebody else that I noticed didn't get a lot of belief on this pre-show last week? And I think really deserves a little bit of credit. I think, Chai, actually you, and actually Blaze, you both said that AJS Zero was going to get eliminated and not make it onto the top 16.
That's true.
No
That
faith.
is true.
That is true.
I put
And
all my...
Slade, if I remember right, you were a believer.
Yeah, I had no doubt.
Smart man. That's why you're always commentating top 8s.
I put all my faith in Firehawk, and he fizzled out.
That man got knocked out by my
I played
wing.
some friendlies with Firehawk too. I haven't played friendlies with AJS in a long ass time, but I played friendlies with Firehawk not too long ago, and they're definitely they're one of those players that look a lot better in friendlies than they do on stream.
That definitely happens. I mean, people definitely do play different. Swift or AJS Zero. I gotta refer to one name because not many people do call you Swift. But
I think everyone knows me by Swift.
yeah, I'm commentating, man. I do it all the time. But anyways, you gonna keep working on the Captain Falcon, or I mean, you're kind of on and off with this. And in the beginning, it seems like you're going hard on the captain.
Yeah, I just this season I just kind of had a little bit of change in perspective because I really think I play a lot of characters at a similar enough level. And I just went into the season, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to play a little looser and more fun with it because I think I can better emulate my practice habits. And so I'm like, if I want to change characters every game, like, fuck it. Do I really need to get 13th playing Lucina for the 7th season in a row? Or should I just see what happens when I become the Reaver? And I don't know, it worked pretty well for me. I think I had some pretty timely character swaps that have worked in my favor. And so, the Falcon is definitely still on the table. I feel really good about the Falcon right now. It didn't come out yesterday at all on stream, but it's right there. I was just playing it before I hopped on this interview with you guys. So I think that is definitely something that could be seen again. I really enjoyed playing it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I definitely would include you with the list of players who are better in practice. Like, I've seen them play better in friendlies than I've seen them play on stream. So if you are doing things that emulate your practice habits and your friendly habits, I'd love to see that growth.
Yeah, and actually, I'm sorry to rant on that. One other thing I definitely want to point out that I don't think a lot of people realize, I don't want to like Johns about it when I lose, but it's definitely a factor. It is really hard to TO something as involved as Baddy Smash and run the production while also trying to like compete.
I can only imagine.
I've definitely noticed like I think I just play dramatically better offline, but I always have noticed when I play in tournaments that aren't Baddy Smash, I feel like I play way better games than I do in Baddy Smash because there's just so many things going on. It's really hard to stay like all there mentally in Baddy Smash. So that's my dream, is to one day play in a big old tournament that I'm not at all a part of running, not watching what's going wrong on stream.
All you got to worry about is what setup am I at and who am I playing.
Yeah, I can only imagine too, like having to play a game and then cast right after, and knowing that that game might influence how energetic your casting is.
It's raw. Well, like in this week, I was like, I'm gonna move on or get knocked out, and immediately have to turn around and run the stream because we only have so many streamers. So that was like a huge concern of mine going into yesterday. I was like, God, if I get knocked out and then have to cast, I'm gonna be miserable on the mic.
Yeah, I would be too. I'd be like low key salty and just like it would bleed into my commentating. All right, I think that covers kind of all of our questions, though. AJS, is anything you'd like to talk about, or anything you'd like to say to the audience at home? Any smack talk? Any clarifications? Any just pieces of mind you got?
Oh man, I should have prepped this, but I didn't. No, I just want to say thanks to everyone that listened. I know, as I tend to do when I get on the mic, this ran a little longer than a lot of the segments have in the pre-show. So if you're still here listening, I really appreciate that. It's nice to get the chance to go behind the curtain a bit like this, for some people who maybe don't know me as well, especially. So thank you for listening, and thank you to everyone that's a part of Baddy Smash. If you compete, if you watch, if you post on the Discord, if you're just there to lurk, really whatever capacity you're involved in Baddy Smash, it's really been a lot of fun. A lot of fun running Baddy Smash. I've met some really cool people I would have never met otherwise. I've strengthened some bonds with people that I would have never gotten as close to otherwise, and I don't think that I'm the only person that can say that about this league. So whatever part of Baddy Smash you are, thank you for being a part, and I hope that I will see you in the future of Baddy Smash. And last but not least, I would just like to say Salvo is a bitch. Salvo plays like a bitch. Bitch.